Alright, what's going on, guys? Boy TG, welcome back to another video. So in this video, we're going to give out my top 10 bold predictions for the 2024-2025 NHL season. Now, I will start off with a warning. Now, when it comes to bold predictions, I usually suck at it. Take for an example, this year and last year in the playoffs, I predicted that the New York Rangers will win the Stanley Cup, and this year they didn't because they lost to the Florida Panthers. And then in 2023, first round exit to the New Jersey Devils. So I'm kind of terrible when it comes to bold predictions. Just wanted to let you guys know firsthand. But we're going to see how many could possibly come true and how many could be wrong. So without further ado, we are going to go ahead and get started. So, of course, we'll skip the title slide. So, number one, if you didn't see my Western Conference standings predictions video, I predicted that the Nashville Predators will finish third place in the Central Division. Now, the Nashville Predators, they did get great players in free agency. They went all out. They added Steven Stamkos, Jonathan Marchessault, and Brady Shea, and they also added Scott Wedgwood as the backup to UC Saros. So they went all out, and I'm really excited as a Blackhawks fan. I'm really excited to see how the Nashville Predators do this season with Steven Stamkos, and of course Jonathan Marchessault, Brady Shea, but mostly Steven Stamkos because he's played for Tampa for a long time, like 15, 16 seasons in Tampa. I could be wrong, but he's played for Tampa for a long time. This is his first season with the Nashville Predators and first season with a new team in general. So I'm very excited to see what he does for the Nashville Predators. And of course, I could say, because some people have been asking me, Ty, what's your second favorite team? I always tell them I would probably say the Nashville Predators if they ask me. Like every time I get asked, who's your second favorite team, I say Nashville Predators. But you guys know I'm a Blackhawks fan since day one. But anyway, really excited to see what Nashville does this season. And I know for sure that they'll finish third in the Central Division, one of the top three teams right there with Dallas and Winnipeg. So that's my first bold prediction of the season. Number two, Dallas Stars will win the President's Trophy. Now, last year, the Rangers took home the President's Trophy. This year, I feel like it will be the Dallas Stars that take home the President's Trophy. They have a lot of depth on the team. I said some of this stuff in my Western Conference predictions video. If you missed that, you want to go ahead and check that out. Lots of depth, especially the first, I would say, first two lines right there. The first two lines are absolutely stacked. The third line is very solid. It's not a bad third line. So the Stars, they have a great offense in general. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Dallas. The defense is not bad either. Thomas Harley, Miro Heiskanen on that second pair with Esa Lindell and Luukkonen, Brendan Smith, and Matt Dumba. So they have a lot of depth on the team, both offense and defense. And of course, Jake Oettinger is always amazing to watch. And of course, they added Casey DeSmith as the backup goalie from the Vancouver Canucks. I was about to say Pittsburgh Penguins at first, not going to lie, because he did play for Pittsburgh. But they added him as the backup goalie for the Vancouver Canucks. And they finished first place in the division last year, in which they won the Western Conference. They were 52, 21, and 9. And they had 113 points last season. I'm very confident that there'll be a President's Trophy team right there. And yeah, that's all I have to say about Dallas. Move on to number three. Alex Ovechkin will break the goal record this season. Now, I know he's aging. He's getting a little bit older. And he just only needs 42 goals to break the record. In his career, he has 853 goals. Last season, he got 31. So he was 9 goals away from what would have been another 40-goal season from the great 8, Alex Ovechkin. And of course, we all know Wayne Gretzky, the great one. He has 894 goals in his career. Alex Ovechkin, 38 years old. He'll turn 39 on September 17th. And I'm very confident before he reaches the age of 40 that he will break the goal record. I'm very confident that he'll do that. And I know lots of other people, especially if you're a Capitals fan, he'll break the record. He should have a solid 30, 40-goal season. He had 31 goals last year. I already told you guys that. I didn't see it up on the screen. And I'm just very confident before he retires that he'll break the goal record, and that will be an iconic moment in NHL history. Not just in NHL history, but in sports history too. Like lots of people will be talking about this. So very confident that he'll do it. Number 4, Connor McDavid will reach 1,000 points this season. Now, Connor McDavid, I describe him, and pretty much as you guys do, I describe him as a playmaker. Great play to watch, despite coming up short in the Stanley Cup final last season. 982 points in his career so far. So 335 goals, 647 assists for 982 points in 645 games played. Now, he only needs 18 more points to get to 1,000. 18 more points. So simple math right there. And I'm very confident that he'll do it. I'm very confident that he's going to do it. And of course, he won the Conn Smythe Trophy in the 2023-2024 Stanley Cup playoffs. So during the 2024 Stanley Cup playoffs, he did take home the Conn Smythe Trophy. Of course, he did not come out on the ice to get it, but he did win it. And during the playoffs, he had 42 points in 25 games played, so 8 goals, 34 assists, 42 points in 25 games played. And, of course, he notched 100 assists last season, so kudos right there. Of course, Nikita Kucherov did the same thing last season as well, and there's a few more other NHL players to have got 100 assists like Connor McDavid. Point-wise, last season, he had 132 points in 76 games played, so 32 goals, 100 assists, for 132 points in 76 games played. So I'm like some other people, especially if you're an Oilers fan, I know he's going to do it. He's going to reach 1,000 points. So that'll be one milestone to watch besides Ovi possibly breaking the goal record of Wayne Gretzky's. Number 5, Cole Caulfield will have a breakout season. So, of course, Cole Caulfield changed his number 22 to number 13 to honor the late great Johnny Gaudreau, a.k.a. Johnny Hockey. 65 points last season, so 28 goals, 37 assists for 65 points in 82 games played. Depending on if he stays healthy or not, or at least most of the time, I'd probably say he gets 95 points. Now, I know that's way too high for him, but for someone his caliber, I would say, who has great goal scoring prowess and high hockey IQ, I say he gets 95 points. He'll have a breakout season for sure. Some people were saying that he will score like at least 40, 50 goals. 50 goals is like way too high. So I try to stay humble. I would say 40 goals he'll get if he does have a breakout season, which I know he will because he's got the number 13 on his jersey. Great skater up and down the ice, known for his speed and acceleration. He has solid playmaking abilities, and he's a dangerous player, I would say, out on the ice. So 95 points right there. I think that's not bad. 40 goals, 55 assists. This all depends on if he doesn't get injured a lot and if he stays healthy. So that's why I said 95 points. And, of course, can't wait to see what he does during this upcoming season. He's a great player to watch, and I'm pretty sure he'll inspire a lot of young players, and of course they'll be like him. Number 6, Edmonton Oilers will win the Stanley Cup. Now, I know some of you guys may disagree with this, and to be honest, I kind of don't care, but I know for sure that the Edmonton Oilers will win the Stanley Cup. We saw the same thing with the Florida Panthers. I mean, during the 2023 Stanley Cup final, we all thought Florida was going to win the Stanley Cup. Cinderella-type run all the way to the Stanley Cup finals in 2023. Fell up short to the Vegas Golden Knights. It was the same thing with the Edmonton Oilers. Cinderella-type run fell short to the Florida Panthers. So the Florida Panthers, they fell short to the VGK in 2023. 1 year later, they won the Stanley Cup. You could see the same thing with the Edmonton Oilers. Cinderella-type run, fired their head coach, Jay Woodcroft, at the start of the 2023-2024 season. Went on a 16-game win streak, made it into the playoffs. Nobody thought this would happen. Went all the way to the Stanley Cup final. I kind of doubted them that they'll do it, but they did. And fell short to the Florida Panthers. And they were down 3-0 and they pushed it to Game 7. They pushed it to a Game 7. They won the next 3 games after being down 3-0 in the Stanley Cup Final, and they pushed it to Game 7, and then they fell up short. I'm pretty confident that this team will become a Stanley Cup team at in 2025. Sorry if I keep stuttering a lot. They did lose Ryan McLeod and Dylan Holloway, but they did add Jeff Skinner and Victor Arvidsson. Of course, Stuart Skinner is an unbelievable goalie to watch. Of course, Connor McDavid won the Conn Smythe Trophy last season for MVP in playoffs. I'm pretty sure that he'll take home a Stanley Cup next or coming into this NHL season. Number 7, Mateja Michkov takes home the Calder Trophy. So, of course, during the offseason, he signed a 3-year entry-level contract during the offseason. So he's going to be one of the runner-ups, I'm predicting, for the Calder Trophy. He should be able to take it home. Of course, other notable candidates. And by the way, guys, we have a great rookie class entering the season. So from Mateja Michkov, Macklin celebrating, Rucker McGroarty, Dustin Wolf, Carter Gauthier. The list goes on and on. So this one was like really confusing. Like I didn't know who to choose, but I'm going with Mateja Michkov, despite having a great rookie class entering the season. So it can really go like either way. But I say the other 2 runner-ups for the Calder Trophy will be Macklin celebrating and Rucker McGroarty. But, of course, I'm going with Mateja Michkov to win it. He's a highly skilled player with elite offensive potential. 41 points in the KHL last season. Of course, he played for HK Sochi. Hopefully I pronounced that name right. 19 goals, 22 assists, and 41 points in 47 games played. Of course, he was drafted 7 overall in the first round of the 2023 NHL Draft by the Philadelphia Flyers. And he's projected to get 65 points, or at least that's what I predict. So I'm predicting that he'll get 65 points. So 25 goals, 40 assists for 65 points right there. And he's expected to play a top 6 role with the Flyers. Of course, I think he'll be on that first power play with them as well. And according to Daily Faceoff, he's going to play on the first line with Tyson Forster and Sean Couturier. So he'll be an amazing player to watch, and I can't wait to see his NHL debut with the Philadelphia Flyers, along with all these other rookies. So we have a strong rookie class entering this season, and I'm very excited to watch these kids make their NHL debut. It's going to be really exciting to see for the fans, and of course, like I don't know about the sports, but for like every hockey fan, it will be like very exciting to see. Number 8. Now, she did see my Eastern Conference predictions video. You know that I had the Senators finishing 7th in the Atlantic Division. But turns out I kind of underestimated them, and I know 2 Senators fans were not happy about where I had the Senators finishing 7th in the division. I kind of underestimated them, but I'm going to say that they'll finish as a wild card team. May not be in the top 3, but for sure probably might be a wild card team. So, of course, they added David Perron and Linus Olmark. The defense, it's not bad. I know, like I said, I kind of underestimated them. The defense is actually very solid. The first 2 lines are very great. The third line is solid. Fourth line is just, I don't really like the fourth line as much. But the first 2 lines that the Senators have is not bad. It's actually very, very great first 2 top lines. And third line, like I said, is solid. Of course, they also added Michael Matteo in free agency as well. Claude Giroux, still a great player to watch for the team. Of course, right here, I put honorable mentions, Red Wings, Penguins. Now, compare Detroit and Ottawa. The goaltending for the Red Wings is terrible. I think Ottawa has a better goaltending than Detroit. Defense, the Red Wings have a solid defense as well. So I don't know if it's better than Ottawa's, but for goaltending, for sure, it's far worse. So Red Wings goaltending is like worse than Senators goaltending, but the defense is like very solid, just like the Senators. But we could see the Senators finish as a wild card team entering the season. And of course, I do miss that goalie hug that Linus Olmark, Jeremy Swayman used to do when Olmark was on the Bruins. with Jeremy Swayman. I'm going to miss that. But we could see the Senators back in the playoffs. Of course, if that does happen, it'll be the first time since 2017 that the Senators are in the playoffs. So I'm going to say that they'll finish as a wild card team. Number 9, New Jersey Devils return to the Stanley Cup playoffs. So, of course, surprisingly, they missed out on the playoffs last year. Of course, they made some changes in the offseason. So, Sheldon Keefe is now the head coach of the New Jersey Devils. You guys may know him from his days from coaching the Toronto Maple Leafs. Of course, it really hasn't been that long because he got fired after the Leafs had their first round exit to the Boston Bruins. So it really hasn't been that long. And of course, he used to coach the Toronto Marlies, their AHL team. So now he's going to be behind the bench coaching the New Jersey Devils. And Jeremy Colleton is the assistant head coach for the New Jersey Devils. I should know him all too well because he used to coach my Chicago Blackhawks after Joe Quenneville got fired as the head coach of the Blackhawks, and then Jeremy Colleton took over. And then eventually Luke Richardson took over our team. But anyway, back to the Devils. I'm liking this Devils team. I really think they should make a big return to the Stanley Cup playoffs. They added Jake Markstrom, Jake Allen, Tomas Tatar is back on the team now. Of course, he used to play for the team before. Now he's coming back to the team. And I'm liking the offense. I think the Devils have a great offense right there. And Tomas Tatar should really make a huge impact on that third line, playing with Eric Carla and Stefan Noesen. The first two lines I really love. I really love the first two lines of the New Jersey Devils. The defense is not bad either. They have a great defensive pair. They have great goaltending. I really do believe that this team will be a Stanley Cup playoff team. I don't know why they missed out on the playoffs last year, but that was so surprisingly. But this year, I'm fully confident that the Devils will make the playoffs. And this last one, this last bold prediction right here, a lot of you guys may disagree with this last bold prediction. And I know I'm going to get chirped for this, but the Sabres end their long year playoff drought. Now, I know the majority of you guys will disagree with this, and I don't blame you because it seems like the Sabres it seems like the Sabres will never, ever make the playoffs. So this one, I kind of did have a little bit of regret. Like, I'm 50% regretting what I said. And I know a lot of you guys will disagree with this, but I believe that the Sabres will end their long year playoff drought. We finally get to see playoff hockey in Buffalo, New York. Last year, they finished sixth place in the division with a 39-37-6 record for 84 points. They could possibly be a wild card team if not finishing in the top 3. Like I said, I'm 50% regretting this. But Bo Byram, he's going to play his first full season with the Buffalo Sabres. Of course, the Sabres did lose some of their key players like Jeff Skinner and Victor Olofsson. They did add Ryan McLeod from the Edmonton Oilers. Of course, Sam Lafferty from Vancouver. And, of course, Jason Zucker from the Nashville Predators. And with all this talent that they have from Tage Thompson, who was a 40 goal scorer at once. Of course, they got Alex Tuck. They got Dylan Cousins, Jack Quinn, Zach Benson can really tear it up for them. So I fully believe that this Sabres team will be a playoff team. They don't have a bad offense. I really do love the offense. Defense is not bad either. That is a lot of young talent, I would say, on the defense. Like these first two pairs, I would say, on defense is young talent. And I know there was a lot of talk with people saying who should be the next captain for the Buffalo Sabres. I really think Rasmus Dahlin should get that captain role because he can really tear it up on the defensive end. And he's a great player, great young player to watch in the Buffalo Sabres. And of course, he was drafted first overall in the 2018. Was it? Yeah, I think it was 2018. I think it was 2018 NHL draft. Right there. So I really think that if the Sabres do get the seed, I really think it should go to Rasmus Dahlin. But in general, we should see the Buffalo Sabres return to the Stanley Cup playoffs. 50% of me believes that the Sabres will be a playoff team. And of course, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, his stats were not bad either. He was 27, 22, and 4 last year with a 2.57 goals against average and a .910 save percentage. And of course, the Red Wings, I mean, not the Red Wings, the Sabres added James Reimer. And of course, this was his stats with Detroit. I think Detroit's goaltending is like way worse now. But I think they should be a wild card team. But we'll have to see. They were like the Red Wings were like this close to being a playoff team last season. It was like unexpected. It was like an unexpected run to the playoffs for the Detroit Red Wings. At least the second half of the season was like totally unexpected, but they were that close to being a playoff team last season. But anyway, I believe that was a great pickup from the Sabres, adding James Reimer. Of course, solid goalie to watch. He was 11, 8, and 2 with a 3.11 goals against average and a .904 save percentage. Of course, Devin Levi, his stats were not all too bad. Of course, most of the time he was in the AHL. But I believe as the time goes by and as the season goes by, he'll grow and probably could be a starting goalie for the Buffalo Sabres. But I think he's still going to be in the AHL because I think James Reimer will be backing up Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. But looking at Devin Levi's stats, he's 10, 8, and 2 with a 3.10 goals against average and a .899 save percentage. So anyway, that is it for this video. So these are just all my bold predictions. I'll go back through and recap them. So, of course, number one, I said Predators will finish third place in the Central Division. That was my number one bold prediction. Number two, Dallas Stars will win the President's Trophy. Number three, Alex Ovechkin will break the goal record this season. I'm fully confident that he will, despite him being 38 years old and turning 39 on September 17th. I'm really confident that he'll break that goal record. Number four, Connor David, great playmaking abilities. I say he'll reach 1,000 points this season. Cole Caulfield, because of his style of playing hockey, he'll have a breakout season for sure. Number six, Edmonton Oilers, fully confident with the run that they did last year. I'm fully confident this team will win the Stanley Cup. Number seven, Mateo Michkov, despite there being a lot of rookies that can be in this conversation for the Calder Trophy, he's on my number one list to take home the Calder Trophy for Rookie of the Year. Senators, I underestimated them in my Eastern Conference prediction video. I said that they'll finish as a wild card team. Number nine, we should see the New Jersey Devils return to the Stanley Cup playoffs. Surprisingly, they missed out on the playoffs last season. They're going to be in the Stanley Cup playoffs this season. And of course, number 10, of course, 50% of me regrets this. I'm regretting this myself, and I know a lot of you guys are going to disagree with this. But the Buffalo Sabres end their long year playoff drought, and we could see playoff hockey in Buffalo. So let me know what you guys think of those bold predictions right there. I know the last one, I know I'm going to get chirped on. I know a lot of you guys are going to disagree with that last one. But let me know what you guys think, and make sure to hit that subscribe button for more hockey content. And of course, I will see you guys next time.